Hey, BookTube, Sean here, and it's about 10 minutes to midnight on September 30th. I'm talking kind of quiet because my wife is sleeping. I have Monday the first off of work. Took a 4-day weekend for my birthday, and I'm just starting a little vlog video because we are now 10 minutes away from the start of the Books in the Freezer Readathon. And I'm going to be starting right at midnight with Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I've been looking forward to this all day. The day has gone kind of slow for me because I just been waiting to start Frankenstein. I didn't want to cheat. I didn't want to start early, and I was staying committed to waiting until midnight to start it. So I just thought I would try and do a bit of a try a readathon vlog for a change. Maybe that'll keep me going with the readathon. The fact that I'm super excited for this readathon, I think, is going to keep me going with it too. Tomorrow I also have those auditions for In-Laws, Outlaws, and Other People That Should Be Shot. So I might even film a couple of clips there. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But I might go back to vlog style videoing a bit anyway. But yeah, I wanted to try a readathon vlog. I know I didn't get an update recorded this weekend. Yesterday was my birthday, and went to the Detroit Institute of Arts for a Star Wars costume exhibit, and then just spent the evening watching a couple of B horror movies. Not really. Well, one of them's a horror movie, the other was a sci-fi. My friend's is in the Rocky Horror Show with my wife, and she is playing the part that sings science fiction double feature. And when my wife did that, she watched all the movies that are referenced in that, and now we're watching them again with my friend so that she can get all the references. So we watched Forbidden Planet and Tarantula last night, which are both really good movies. Pretty much all of the movies referenced in science fiction double feature are really good movies, except Flash Gordon. The old Buster Crabbe Flash Gordon serials are just bad. Anyway, that's a tangent. Point of this was to talk about starting the Books in the Freezer Readathon, and now we're 6 minutes away from that, and I will check in tomorrow with where I'm at with Frankenstein, and tomorrow too I'll probably also be starting the short story collection, the Joyce Carol Oates Corn Maiden and Other Nightmares. So I will talk to you later. Hey, BookTube. It's 10 o'clock on Monday morning, October 1st. I know it looks like it's probably like 6 o'clock in the morning where the lighting is, but I haven't turned many lights on, and it's storming here, so it is kind of perfect weather to sit down with my crazy morning hair and a cup of coffee, which I just made, and in my Raven Cafe mug, and read some Books in the Freezer books. Gonna get back to Frankenstein for a little bit, and then I'll probably hit some Corn Maiden. Read about 25 pages in Frankenstein last night. So far, I like it. Her writing is Mary Shelley's writing is very. Sorry, just woke up. Words are escaping me. Her writing is pretty damn good. The language, because of the period it was written in, the language I struggle with sometimes. But if I remember correctly, my friend this is his favorite novel, and he's written a play. I talked about it in another video. He wrote a play a Frankenstein-based play. He's kind of an expert on Frankenstein and Mary Shelley. I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe he said that she was like either 16 or 17 when she wrote this book, which is astounding, especially with how well written it already seems. So anyway, I am going to try and get the black cat out of my spot. I will try to turn the camera so that you can see. There he's popped up. He's on one end of the couch, and the other one, Gracie, is on this end of the couch. So yeah, I'm gonna sit down and read for a little while. I gotta practice. I gotta go over some stuff in the play too, so I can prepare for auditions. And I might watch a horror movie today too. I'm not sure, but I'd like to get some horror movies watched this month, and I got kind of some ideas in my head about those in regards to the channel. But anyway, I will talk to you all in the next segment. Hey guys, it's a couple days later. I think it's Wednesday. I think the last time I filmed a update was Monday morning. Doing pretty good with the readathon so far. I'm about 14 pages away from where I want to be by the end of today. So I'm actually got all 3 books started, and I've got it worked out how many pages I need to read in a day to finish all 3 books at the end of the readathon. However, I know I'm not going to get much reading done Thursday and Friday. Just got other things going on. My wife actually doesn't have rehearsal for a change on Thursday night, so I'll be spending the evening with her, and then Friday we have a friend coming over to watch some movies. To finish watching the movies that are featured in the song Science Fiction Double Feature from the Rocky Horror Show. We got three of those left to watch: Day of the Triffids, Curse of the Demon, and When Worlds Collide. So that's what we're doing Friday night. But Saturday I can get caught up because my wife is going to Cedar Point for the day with our friend that's coming over Friday night. She's just going to stay the night, and they're going to head to Cedar Point in the morning. I'm not a rides person. I don't like roller coasters, so she goes to Cedar Point with her. They try to go about once a year. They didn't get to go last year, so so Frankenstein, on page 43, still in part 1. Enjoying that one so far. The old language still, I'm still getting used to that. So which I shouldn't have that hard of a time getting used to it, because I used to read Dracula every year, but it's been a while. So and the Corn Maiden and Other Nightmares, I'm in the Corn Maiden novella portion of that right now, and I'm really enjoying that. I'm really enjoying Joyce Carol Oates' writing. I definitely am already a fan of Joyce Carol Oates, which is good because I keep buying her books. So I've got several Joyce Carol Oates books, so it is good that I'm already enjoying her as a writer so far. And My Soul to Keep by Tanana Reeve Dew. I'm little over, almost 60 pages into that. That's the one that I got about 14 pages left to get to. I think I'm on page 61. I want to be through page 75 by the end of tonight. I don't know if that'll happen. I should be able to get 14 pages read before I go to bed tonight. But got a little bit of a headache. I just don't really feel like reading tonight. So I think I'm just going to watch some episodes of something, or maybe put on a horror movie or something and work on my cross stitch tonight. Might read a little bit before I go to sleep, so that might be where I get my 14 pages read, and then I'll be right where I want to be with all 3 books by the end of today, and then I'll have some catching up to do on Saturday. I don't know how successful I'm going to be still, honestly, because I got a couple days coming up this week that I'm not going to get a lot of reading done. Next week on Wednesday is my wife and I's 14th anniversary, so she's not be happy if I just spend the evening reading. Actually, we both actually took the day off work. We're going to go to the Detroit Zoo for the day, and then probably go somewhere nice for dinner. But anyway, yeah, and then Thursday night next week I have a meeting, which actually means I actually have to read a couple of plays before Thursday night too, so that's going to eat into my horror book reading, readathon reading. Because I should get a couple of plays read. I haven't read anything since the last meeting, and I should have at least a couple of plays read before I go to the meeting next Thursday. And Friday night we have next Friday night we have plans with friends that have been rescheduled twice already. So we want to try and make those happen. And then Saturday evening, a friend of ours in the theater community passed away from cancer a couple of weeks ago, and there's a memorial for her at the theater Saturday evening. So we're going to that. Speaking of theater, I auditioned for the play Monday night, and I did not get cast, but that's fine. It was a blast. I had so much fun at the audition. There was great turnout. She could have cast roles multiple times. It was it was just a lot of fun. I'm only bummed that I don't get to work with the group of people that got cast, because it was so much fun. I have a good time auditioning. Even if I don't get a role, I usually just have fun auditioning. But I may end up helping out with lights or something for the show, so I might still end up being involved in it in some way. But then I don't got any more audition, and I don't got the next one I want to audition for, or the auditions won't happen until late November, because this will be the January show. But yeah, so that's what's been going on. Yesterday, what was yesterday? Tuesday. Oh, my wife didn't have rehearsal, so we ran some errands and watched Big Bang Theory, and we've been watching Ultimate Beastmaster on Netflix. So we watched an episode of that. We're in the 2nd season of that. If any of you out there like American Ninja Warrior, I definitely recommend checking out Ultimate Beastmaster. It's an intense obstacle course. It's crazy. There's 3 seasons of it on Netflix, and we're in the 2nd season right now. So yeah, but that's what's been going on since my last update, and I don't know how much more I will update, because I don't know how much more I will be reading, but definitely, I'll probably definitely at least get another installment in on Saturday before I cap off on Sunday to put this first part of the readathon vlog up. So yeah, I will talk to you guys in the next segment. Okay, so it's been several days, like half a week, since I filmed anything for the Books in the Freezer Readathon vlog, week 1. So I'm going to put a cap on the week 1 portion of it, and hope that week 2 is a little bit more eventful. Not where I want to be in all the books. I'm close to where I want to be in The Corn Maiden and Other Nightmares. I actually just finished the novella, The Corn Maiden, that's part of the collection, which was really good. I really, I get what people see in Joyce Carol Oates, and I definitely want to read more, which is good, because I have several of her. She's one of those authors that I just keep buying without actually having read. Excuse me, because so many people like her.
and she just seemed like somebody I would enjoy. So I'm glad to know that so far that is true. And I don't know, I'm thinking about, it might be a little early to think about the year ahead, 2019, maybe not. I mean, it'll be here faster than we know, but I'm thinking about possibly, although I'm not good at sticking to this kind of stuff, always having a Joyce Carol Oates on the go next year and trying to read through what is available of hers. Because I know there's some of her really early works that aren't available, but or are hard to find at least. So I'm kind of toying with that. Doubt it'll happen. I was going to do that with Stephen King one year. I was just going to read through him in publication order. Just always have a Stephen King book on the go, and that lasted about 20 pages of Carrie. Not that I wasn't enjoying Carrie, it's just I fell off. But anyway, that's just, the other ones. My Soul to Keep to Tananarive due. I'm around 80 pages into that. Goodreads says 79. I know I've read a little bit since then. I know I've read a chapter since then, so probably around 85 pages into that. And that is not a vampire story. I thought it was a vampire book. It is not. It's book one of the African Immortals, and I think I just assumed because it was an immortal that it was a vampire, and it was in a horror book and it was an immortal. So I think I just assumed vampire. I don't know if I actually had read or heard that it was a vampire book. I might have just assumed that, and so far as I can tell, there's an immortal, but he's not a vampire. And for a while, I was wondering if it even really was a horror book. But then a nice murder happened around page 65, and I went, "Yep, there it is. there's the horror element." So I think we might get more of that, and I'm excited. I'm really enjoying it. Whether it ends up being much of a horror book or not, I'm really enjoying it. I know she's a horror author, so I think we're going to get more horror elements as the book goes on. But regardless, I'm really enjoying her writing. So there's that. And Frankenstein, I'm still around page, what does Goodreads say, page 43? Yeah, I think I'm on page 45. I only think I've read a couple pages since then. I'm enjoying it, but as I've mentioned a couple times in this vlog, I struggle with classics. And it's because I struggle with reading the language that was used in that time, the way the English language was used in that time. I'm don't have a problem when I'm watching a movie or something or a television show and hearing the language that way, but reading it, I don't struggle to comprehend. I just struggle to read through it that way. Like my brain wants it to be more modern. So I sometimes have to reread things to get it the way that the author intended. So, but I'm enjoying it. It is easy to read, but I just struggle with with reading that 18th, 19th century way of English. So, but that's where I'm at on that stuff right now. I probably will start part 2 of the reading vlog later tonight. I'm actually sitting in my normal spot right now for filming because I have a couple of things to film tonight. I got a little bit of time. I got this huge stack right here from a couple of different library sales. So big book haul coming, probably. This should be going up on Tuesday. If I remember to upload Tuesday night, this will be going up on Wednesday. Or no, this might go up on Friday actually, because I got a book review I'm going to film too that I might put up on Wednesday. But regardless, big book haul coming. But outside of that, I'm saying that, I did get a couple of books in the mail this week. This is going to be its own thing, library sale. It's going to be called, the video is going to be called Double Library Sale Haul, because I went to 2 library sales. But this week I did get a couple of books from Word Horde. I got an Augmented Fourth by Tony McMillan when I notified Word Horde that I had talked about Corpse Paint finally, and that unfortunately I didn't care for it. They offered me a copy of Augmented Fourth for review, which has a heavy metal theme, but they said is a little bit lighter than Corpse Paint, and might be a little bit more up my alley. Not that I need light horror. My horror could be dark for me. It's just there were just elements of Corpse Paint that were very, very black metal, and I'm not into black metal enough to have gotten those elements or enjoyed them. But he said this might be a little bit more up my alley metal wise. And I also, when he offered to send me that, I also requested a copy of the anthology called Fright into Flight, and Word Horde was kind enough to send it to me. This is an all-female horror anthology. Stephen King recently put out, or recently edited a horror anthology called Flight or Fright, I think it's called. And there's not a woman horror author in the entire anthology. So the way Word Horde has been publicizing this has an answer to Stephen King not including any horror authors in his flight-based horror anthology. And all of these stories have something to do with flight, and it's all women authors and featuring women main characters, and I'm really excited to dig into it. You guys know I'm a big advocate of promoting women in horror, so I'm really excited. I've actually already read the first story called The Floating Girls, a documentary by Damien Angelica Walters, and I enjoyed it. I read it last night, and I enjoyed it. The story is about it's about a woman who's doing a documentary about this event that happened that nobody believes happened, of like 300,000 girls disappearing one night, and witnesses saying they just saw them float away. And it was really interesting, and I really liked Damien Angelica Walters' writing style. She's very easy to read, and I'd be excited to read more from her already. And that's just the first story, so I'm really, really already digging this. So there'll be more about this to come, because I'm going to probably get this entire thing read this month. An Augmented Fourth will hopefully in November you'll hear more about this. But there's definitely going to be more horror coming from me. I'm kind of back in that horror mood that I was in for the first part of the year. The readathon's helping with that, and I just got a bunch of horror stuff that I want to do. I want to read. And, I'm also going to be filming tonight a review of Siren and the Spectre by Jonathan Jans. So that is what I'm talking about putting up on Wednesday. So anyway. Rambled on a little bit longer in this than I meant to, but kind of a preview of what's coming up, and I wanted to make sure I showed you these books I got from Word Horde. So thank you, Word Horde. I really appreciate it. But yeah, I definitely want to get back to my Bram Stoker first novel series, and I'm also thinking about. Sorry, this is very rambly. Thoughts are just coming to me, but. I'm also thinking, and tell me what you guys think of this. I'm also thinking of starting a series of just a specific women in horror series. Reading works by women in horror and reviewing them. And it'll just be a review series of just women in horror. So let me know what you guys think of that idea. I can't see most of you being against it. So anyway, that's it for this part of part one of the Books in the Readathon Readathon vlog. I hope you liked it, because there's I'm going to be starting filming week 2. Hopefully I'll get some books finished for you in that week. But if you liked it, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more from me. Thank you to all my subscribers. I really appreciate every single one of you. And if you want to see, like I said, if you want to see more, I'm really crapping out on ending this video, because I just kind of started it unlike I normally do, because it was just last part of the vlog. So let's try this again. Thank you to all my subscribers. I appreciate every single one of you. If you like this video and you want to see more and stick around, I hope you do. Click the subscribe button so you know when I post new videos, and I'll see you all in the next one. See, you got an outtake without it being an outtake.